Yo, what is going on, guys? Breaking news coming in. The New York Giants have signed Daniel Jones to 4 years, $160 million, with $35 million more available in incentives. Um, I don't really know what that means. So, over the first 2 years, Daniel Jones, I found another report. I'm forgetting on my phone that Daniel Jones gets $82 million over the first 2 years. There isn't the full breakdown yet, but let me pull up JPA football. We got the JPA football. All right, there's a list that popped up here. There's a look. If you look at these contracts, Derek Carr, 4 years, 150 million. Personally, Daniel Jones is better than Derek Carr because of the name and what Derek Carr did in the past years, like the 1 year where he's going to win the MVP and then he got hurt. That's why and then he had kind of a decent year 2 years ago when he went to the playoffs. Daniel Jones had a good year too. Let's not forget about the rushing yards. He fits the offense. I mean, he's getting paid as much as Dak Prescott. It's an argument where Daniel Jones is as good, or if not better than Dak. This year, he probably was better than Dak Prescott, in my opinion, at least. There's going to be people that fight that. Stafford, 4 years, up to $60 million. But this is, as you see this comment here, Stafford, he won a Super Bowl. But that's after he won a Super Bowl with his god-tier team. So you're paying a pretty washed out Matt Stafford, to say the least, that much money. No one's going to talk about it because the Giants, or the New York Giants, where they'll get all the criticism in the world. A lot of people that aren't Giants fans are really happy about it just because they think that he's like a really bad quarterback, which he really isn't. I mean, yeah, $40 million a year is a lot of money for what he did 3 years before this season. I bet, you would have to see a lot to not give him that money. And then if we go back, Barkley gets the tag, which I didn't really say right away, but Saquon Barkley got the tag. I think that's why they wanted to get the Jones deal done. They wanted to get Jones back long term. They didn't want to tag Jones. That was never the plan for them. That was the last resort they wanted to go to. But they got Barkley back. Barkley's probably not going to want to play under the tag, which is understandable because running backs, they have such a short career where if they get one injury that ruins everything for them. So he's probably not going to play under the tag, but that just keeps him off the market. So where other teams can't negotiate with Saquon, they get him on the tag, and therefore no other team can really go get Barkley, and he's gonna play here. He's probably gonna get a long-term deal in the summer during training camp, possibly. I think, as I mentioned that in my last video, this is very big news. Here's, I'm just clicking the trend in and see what's going on. Yeah, but 4-year extension. I did see, if I could try to find it, where Daniel Jones is getting $82 million his first 2 seasons with the Giants. So that's like, damn, that's like $41 million, depending actually how it's structured, because it could be $82 million where it's like 30 this year and 52 the next season, which is kind of crazy. But you never know how it's structured. It could be 37 this year and like 30 or 35 this year, 37. No, I'm pretty sure it'd be like this. It'd be 37 this year and 45 next year, possibly. That's what my guess is right now. I'm confused what. Oh, he can make an extra $35 million of incentives. That doesn't really go towards the cap hit or anything. So, I mean, and then here's his numbers, of course. The 22 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions. Pretty good year for Daniel Jones. I mean, you gotta give him a little credit. It's not like he was throwing to the best players in the world. I mean, he's not, and he's also not Mahomes. So, like, Mahomes maybe would make it work a little better, but I remember Tom Brady not having the best receiving core, and he only threw for 20 touchdowns or so in his last year in New England when he was throwing to like Braxton Berrios in the playoffs, Julian Edelman, no Gronkowski. He didn't really have the big playmakers that he had in Tampa Bay. If you get Jones some playmakers, he's going to be fine. Here it is. Gets $82 million over in the first 2 years. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know the full numbers. The full numbers come out later. I'll make another video, but yeah, these. I mean, if you put it this way, I mean, I don't know if much other teams would go after it and give him this money, but you never know. Like the Las Vegas Raiders, they might have gave Jones this contract, or Maybe the Colts. Maybe they don't want to use capital on a draft pick for a quarterback. I don't. You never know. So maybe they didn't want to. They didn't want to lose. They didn't want to lose Jones like that. They got him locked up. They got the guy they want. You would never pay someone this much money if they didn't think he's the franchise guy. They kind of made it clear after the season they wanted him back. 40 a year, more than Geno Smith. But you gotta think about it, put it this way. You can find that list. I have a for JPA football. Look at the age differences. So, not this. If you look at the age differences, Dak's like 32, 31, around there, somewhere around that age. I could be totally wrong. Stafford's like 36. Derek Carr's 30, like 33, 34. Geno's 32. And really, if you could also say this, Geno Smith had one good year. Daniel Jones, a lot of people say he had one good year, but he had he was under Joe Judge and a really bad offense of Jason Garrett. His first year was pretty good, but he had the fumbling issue. So if you really put it this way, you could compare Geno Smith and you could compare Daniel Jones and say that Geno Smith is an overpay, but they're not going to say that because he's not in New York, so he doesn't get that pressure. The pressure is always going to be on Daniel Jones. He's got to live up to the contract, which is already obvious. Even if he got $30 million, $35 million too, he's got to live up to the contract. I'm not that mad about it. I mean, there you got Eagles fans. Your quarterback's getting $55 million per year probably when it's time to give him an extension. You guys are screwed too. A lot of people think it's funny, but if you look at teams like the Jets, which they're meeting with Aaron Rodgers in California right now, they haven't had a quarterback where they can draft and pay him this money. It's been hard for them. I mean, Sanchez was good. They got him through championships. If Sanchez wasn't a long-term answer, you draft Zach Wilson, the second pick. What does he turn out? Not even going to be on the active roster next year, most likely. It's probably going to be Mike White. It's probably going to be the other quarterback they trade for, sign drafts, or it's not Zach Wilson. They didn't draft that right. They would he's never even gonna probably get another contract. He's probably done with the NFL. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're gonna wait it out a little bit longer, but this is how it's gonna be. And I'm not too mad. Daniel Jones, I mean, he's been nothing but a good sport about the way he handled New York. I mean, the fan base completely shit on him for years. You have I mean, he took some of the worst hits. He played through injuries. He always gives it his all, and that might not show up on a stat sheet. But if you go, how many playoff games has Derek Carr won? How many playoff games has Geno Smith won? I mean, right? Dak Prescott just got his second playoff win this year, but he already got that big contract, didn't he? People are gonna look at this as an overpay. It's an overpay, but they're blowing it out of proportion. Every quarterback that gets a contract now in the NFL is an overpay. Russell Wilson, why is nobody talking about that after this year? I mean, they meaned him in the season, but I mean, look at his contract. Let's pull it up. Russell Wilson's contract. Pretty sure he's making 45 a season, if I'm being right. Somewhere around there. I could be completely wrong though. Look stupid here, but I mean, look at his contract. They're stuck with this guy. Look at it. No, I gotta stop sharing this and I gotta reshare it. But it's crazy. It's if you see this contract, you're like, holy shit. Look at this. So after this season, which is $22 million, and you never know how the Jones contract is structured. It could be completely something like this, but 35, 55 million, 58 million, 53 million, 54 million. These 3 years here are more than Daniel Jones' contract combined. Oh, not more. It's close to the contract, but this is the end of his career. So I'm gonna look at this as a win. Daniel Jones is. Let's look at his age. Still showing it? No. If you look at here, Daniel Jones' age is 25. He's gonna be 29 when the contract expires. So you never know how good he's really going to be, and you never know how if it's in a way like Derek Carr's contract was when he was with the Raiders. they made it like a contract where they could get out of it the second year. So maybe that's why he's making 18 million the first year. Because if he doesn't do good this year, they could probably just cut him and get out of that contract. There's ways around this. We don't have this clown Dave Gettleman running the show anymore. This is Joe Shane. He let it go down to the wire. He wasn't going to be bullied by Daniel Jones' agents. He's showing some resilience to just put his foot down and say, this is what we're doing. It probably really was $48 million. I thought it was fake, but hey, it wasn't. So they were able to get that contract down. Who knows if maybe it's even more, 50 million, possibly. You never know. Maybe Daniel Jones giving credit for getting different agents to get him that contract, because I don't know if the other ones have pulled it off. But this could go either really wrong or really good, but I don't really think it's gonna go really wrong, because it's just gonna be a second year of a great coaching staff, great offensive coordinator. You got Kafka back. You're only gonna add more pieces. You got like 11 picks in the draft. You probably could trade up for a receiver, maybe. Everything's open now. Once you have your quarterback locked up, there's so much more options you could do. When you had Eli Manning under that contract, there's so much more you can do. So even when he got the contract, his numbers probably weren't as good as when Daniel Jones got his. I mean, Eli Manning, I love him, but he turned the ball over a lot. I didn't even get to really watch that time because I was like 4 years old. But you get what I mean. Like, it's not as bad as people are going to make it look. And it'll be funny when Daniel Jones wins first place and we're in playoff games for the next 4 years. So, anyways, guys, sorry if this video is a little longer. I kind of just want to try to cover everything. When there's actually more on the contract talk, like the numbers for each year, I'll make another video. But for right now, all we know is Jones gets his bag, Barkley gets tagged, and we're low in cap space, which I expect a restructuring on Leonard Williams and Adoree Jackson, possibly. Somebody else, maybe. I'm trying to think right now. Maybe Glowinski might get a restructure. That's like 3. You could really clear up like a lot of money in Leonard Williams' contract. Also, we're cutting Kenny Golladay, but that's probably post June for more money, so we could sign our draft picks, because you get more than if you cut them now than then in June. Don't really know anybody else you could try to think. We don't. Really, pretty much. That's all we got to really restructure. That really was a lot of money. Actually, I'll pull it up now. Pull it up now, just to see, like, oh, here we go. Leonard Williams is a lot of our cap space where we could. Look at this, $32 million. Kenny Galladay's getting cut. I see Adoree Jackson does a restructure. Possibly, maybe Andrew Thomas, but actually, we can't really do anything about him. Yeah, if you could clear this cap number, like get it to like 8 million, which is I think will happen, and then you get Adoree Jackson and clear like another $8 million. You get this cap number to 11. You're getting an extra. You're getting like $34 million in cap space to make some moves. I don't expect them to go crazy. I expect like maybe 2 or 3 signings, and then everything else is the draft. But we're gonna get some receiver help, and yeah. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna make a video later, whatever the rest of the numbers are, and thank you for tuning in. If you stayed through the whole video, thanks so much for the support. Follow me on Twitter. Still got 0 followers. It's okay though. I just want to communicate with you guys on Twitter if you guys have any questions or anything, or just talk about Giant stuff. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video.